Did you know that the reason Colleen Moore got into films was that a major Hollywood director owed her uncle some money? That debt made her one of the highly paid actresses of her time, making her so popular that every woman wanted to have her iconic bobbed haircut. Before we tell you more about Moore, consider subscribing to our channel. It's free and you can change your mind at any time. We make new videos every day, so we promise you won't regret your decision. The Two Passions of Colleen Moore. Colleen's birth name was Kathleen Morrison, and she was born in Michigan in 1899. In her earliest childhood years, Colleen's family lived with her grandmother in Port Huron and then moved to Hillsdale in 1905, where they stayed for 2 years. Then they moved again, this time to Atlanta, where they lived in 3 different apartments. Moore was known to love 2 things when she was a child: acting and dolls. She wanted to be just like Lillian Gish. Her aunts loved that Colleen had such a passion for dolls, so every time they went on a trip, they bought her miniature furniture sets that she could add to her dollhouse. Working hard on one of her passion, she started working on her other one when she was just 15, and already on her way to Hollywood. It was her uncle that got her a screen test with none other than D.W. Griffith, for which Colleen was over the roof because Lillian Gish worked with him as well. Talk about following your idols. Started acting to repay a favor. Even though Moore always wanted to be an actress and always dreamt of seeing herself on screen, she didn't start her career as most actresses did. She was literally sent to Hollywood because Griffith owed her uncle some money. The opportunity couldn't be better for Colleen, as it was her one-time ticket to Hollywood. But she always felt that getting in because of her uncle rather than her acting talent was cheating in a way. Nonetheless, Moore was grateful that her uncle didn't ask for his money back, but gave her a chance to pursue her dreams, and that definitely counts for something. Her heterochromia almost cost her everything. Griffith might have owed Moore's uncle some money, but like any other star-to-be, Colleen had to do a screen test. With her, the stakes were high because she had heterochromia, which means that one of her eyes was brown and the other was blue. In the era of black and white movies, it was crucial how the color change is seen on camera. Luckily, they said that Moore's eye won't be too distracting while filming close-ups, so Colleen moved to Hollywood with her mother and her grandmother. The first time she received credits in a movie was in 1917, in a film called The Bad Boy, and continued acting, getting smaller roles, slowly getting the audience's attention. By the time she was supposed to act in her 3rd bigger film, Moore was so popular that the director of Mont Bleu cast her for the lead part in the movie, even though some of the scenes required her to know how to ride a horse, which Moore couldn't do. Many actresses would be replaced with someone who has the skill, but due to Colleen's positive reputation, they taught her how to ride so she could film the scenes properly. Struggling to get a job. In the 10s, when the movie industry skyrocketed, in just 10 years, most of the smaller ones became a part of the bigger studio, or they closed down, which happened with the studio Colleen worked for. Not giving up on her dreams and not letting this inconvenience stop her, Colleen took the reels of a few of her movies and went to other studios in the hopes of getting more movie roles. She was lucky and got a contract with Selig Polyscope and appeared in Little Orphan Annie. The movie was received positively and was very popular in cinema, which gave Colleen the true taste of being famous. Her critics were quick to point that out and said that they hope she stays as lovely and humble as she was when she worked with Griffith, and that it would be a shame if the fame went into her head. Unfortunately, Polyscope closed down as well, and Moore found herself seeking a new job opportunity. Thanks to her fame, she didn't have to wait long to appear on the screen again, and in 1919, she had so many movies lined up that in that year alone she appeared in productions from Universal, Fox Film Corporation, and Paramount Pictures. Too popular to handle. In 1920, Moore decided to leave those studios behind and work with Christie Film Company so she could learn how to act in comedic films. She worked on 3 movies at the same time for the studio, the most known being Her Bridal Nightmare. If you think that is a lot to handle, then let us tell you that she worked on 2 more movies, acting in 5 films at the same time. Her being so popular, the director Marshall Nealon wanted her to appear in one of his movies so badly that he made a deal with Christie Films to terminate her contract so she could work with him. Can you imagine being so wanted that movie studios fight each other who will get you for the next production? Change of plans. In 1923, Colleen married John McCormick, with whom she wanted to take a little breather after getting such prominent roles and having such a successful career, not only appearing in Western films, but also in dramas and comedies. Moore and her husband wanted to travel to Europe to not only spend some quality time together, but also to start a family. That trip, however, didn't happen due to a neck injury Colleen suffered when she was filming The Desert Flower. The injury was so bad that they had to stop filming because she had to wear a cast and not get out of her bed for 6 weeks. But the incident didn't stop the couple from traveling to Europe the second Colleen was capable of doing so. After a well-deserved rest for both of them, Moore was back at filming movies, starring mostly in romantic comedies, working under First National. Rumor has it that he was fired because of his drinking problem. However, with the reputation Colleen had, she managed to get her husband back at First National, making him her producer. Because of her fame and popularity, Colleen could afford her movies to be grand. If you can't imagine how big of a star Colleen was, let us tell you that they spent $1 million working on the film called Lilac Time. And the movie was so well received that just in a couple of months, they earned that money back. Now that's what we call a true star. Moore's Dollhouse. At the beginning of this video, we told you that Moore had two passions, acting and dolls. And let us tell you that no matter how busy that girl was, she didn't forget about her latter passion. In 1928, she had a dollhouse constructed that was 9 square feet big and 12 feet high. It had real bearskin rugs inside and furniture with a lot of details. It was so well made that it is featured in the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago since 1949 and is worth $7 million. Of course, this dollhouse wasn't the only one she owned. This one is one of the 8 she had, and she described most of them in her autobiography, Silent Star. Honestly, how did Colleen have time to manage all of that while making her name so prominent in Hollywood? Beyond the movie industry. As if being an actress earning $12,500 a week and being a successful stockbroker wasn't enough, Moore also founded her own TV company, had 2 books published, one being her autobiography, and the other about how to make money in the stock market for women. But not everything was perfect for Colleen. In the silent movie era, the films were stored on reels and not on computers. This means that many films were damaged during transport or the films simply got destroyed with time. Unfortunately, that happened to many of Moore's movies, but not because they wouldn't be careful with them. She gave most of her films to the Museum of Modern Art, but was later requested to send them back to the movie studios. When Colleen came to get the reels, she found that the custodian responsible for storing them simply left them on a shelf unprotected. And upon examining them, they found out that most of them were ruined. What would you do if that happened to all your work? Tell us in the comments which of Colleen's lost movies do you wish you were able to see. For more videos about celebrities just as remarkable as Moore, visit our channel and binge watch them all.